The year is 1972. The east coast of the United States is about to be torn apart by fatal hurricanes. Watergate is building as a massive scandal in Washington. But for NASA, this was a year of hope and promise. It has been nearly half a decade since Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon. The Apollo program is still in swing. But NASA has now set its sights further. It's done with the dry rocks of the moon. It wants to look at the big planets. It wants to see the outer edges of the solar system and beyond. This is the year that they will launch Pioneer 10. The main mission of Pioneer 10 will be to swing through the asteroid belts and take close images of the rocky bodies that exist there. Then Pioneer will swing by Jupiter and get our first clear images of the gas giant, pinging back the data the entire time. The next year, in 1973, they will launch Pioneer 11 in the opposite direction. Pioneer 11 will also swing through the asteroid belts. Then it will take pictures of Saturn before heading out. On Pioneer 11, they attach a plaque showing to tell any intelligent life out there what they'll find on Earth. These satellites set out on their mission, and as the years pass, they complete their mission beautifully. 5, 6, 7 years pass. But in the 8th year, something odd is noticed, an anomaly. These satellites ping back not only what they're seeing, but how fast they're traveling. And they were supposed to be accelerating at a constant rate. We know that the gravity from the sun would be constantly pulling them back towards the center of the solar system, even as they escaped. But the scientists had calculated that acceleration. We may not understand what gravity is. We may not even understand how it works, but we can calculate what it will do. We've been able to do that ever since we blasted our first rocket off of the dirt of this planet. And the acceleration back towards the sun was ever so slightly higher than it should be. Something along the lines of 1 kilometer per hour per year. Very slow, very minor, but measurable. And the same on both Pioneer 10 and Pioneer 11. Some previously unknown force was pulling these satellites back towards the sun. This puzzled the minds for years. Year after year, they tried to find an explanation. But the 80s and then the 90s passed without a solid explanation. For 2 decades, a mysterious physical force was either pushing or pulling these satellites back in towards where they had come. Even as they got further and further away from the sun, even as the inverse square law halved the power of the gravitational pull with every passing meter that they pulled away, something was pulling these 2 objects back towards the sun. What could it possibly be? Over the next 3 classes, as we explore the physics of this wonderful world and how we can play with it and enjoy it and what we can learn from it, I'd like you guys to start thinking, what is the solution to this mystery? What is pulling, to this day, Pioneer 10 and Pioneer 11 back towards the center of our solar system? Now, we stopped getting data from them in about 2003, a year before this mystery came to my attention when I was in my physics class in university. But the mystery continued on for nearly another decade before scientists even begin to come to a conclusion, and they're still not 100% sure about that conclusion. So, what do you think? What is pulling our 2 hardy pioneers back towards the sun, even as they escape our solar system? Do some research and see if you can come up with an answer by the end of this class.